Bring you some breaking news that farmers have been handcuffed and led away by police after they defied a tractor ban to descend on Westminster in protest over that tax rate on rural landowners with their inheritance tax. At about an hour and a half ago, an hour into the protest at Farage Square, officers started to make their way through the crowd, informing them under the Public Order Act they were liable for arrest. Some farmers have already been arrested. Claire, you're a country girl.
I mean, it's just absolutely appalling that you can't arrest people walking along the street chanting anti-Semitic phrases, but you can find the owner of a tractor and nick them instead.
I mean, you are breaching your... Sorry.
Oh, God. No, I'm sorry. I don't think that we need to look at it like this. They just get, just tell them to take the tractor away.
Yeah,
don't arrest them for it.
There is that, isn't there? And again,
be sensible.
Exactly. 11:52. Let's talk to my next guest, Laila Cunningham. She's a Reform UK councillor, and sorry, this cold is really kicking in. Apologies, Laila, as she's also co-leads Reform UK's Law and Order campaign. A very good morning to you, Laila.
Hi, Julia. How are you?
Thank you very well. I'm just trying mostly not to sneeze, actually, while I'm on there. Laila, just first of all, just your reaction to these farmers being arrested.
It really exposes a double standard perfectly. When it's a fashionable cause that they like, the Met rolls out the red carpet, but ordinary Britons objecting to government failures, and they get arrested.
Yeah, and that's the thing, they are in breach of a protest order, but again, we just see again and again and again, there aren't these orders about other people protesting.
Yeah, I mean, it's obviously political because they don't want them protesting to expose the government's failures the day of the budget.
Yeah, and indeed, the funny thing is actually the farmers are kind of saying, everyone's worried about themselves. We're worried about the farmers, but we heard about this stuff last year. People are getting more worried about themselves as well, aren't they? A question I put to my audience today: what's your biggest fear about today's budget?
Is actually squeezing workers, all workers, just because it's the only place left to squeeze. I feel like Labour promised change, but their change is obviously more tax on the people who already pay for everything, Julia. Workers, savers, pensioners, they're all going to be hammered. So she can protect her welfare spending, foreign aid, funding welfare for foreigners, and effectively we're paying for her political weakness.
I mean, a lot of people are pointing out, this is basically a measure to try and save, 2 jobs, hers and the Prime Minister's, maybe the backbenchers too. They may be very pleased with this. They apparently think giving a load of money to people who have a load of kids and can't choose to pay for their own kids by actually both going out to work is a good thing. Mind you, so does Reform on that. I'm going to get that policy changed if it's the last thing I do. I mean, I'm sure you recognise what a lunacy that is. But this is the thing, an awful lot of people are saying, look, this isn't actually about growth. It's not about jobs. It's not going to really help anybody who has any role at all in boosting the economy.
No, it's definitely not going to have. But going back to the 2-child cap benefits, we would do it for a couple that is in full-time work. And, wages have been stagnant, Julia, since 2008 because we've imported so much foreign cheap labour. And, if you're a couple who's working, who's contributing, who's doing your bit and you can't afford it, through no fault of your own, through overprinting of money, through foreign cheap labour, then we're there to help you. And the message is, through Reform, that Britain backs you. But if you're definitely not going to get it removed if you're out of work.
Okay, all right then. Okay, well, that I could probably live with, but again, I'm still not sure we've actually got the money for it. We're going to get a press conference from Nigel Farage a little bit later about what their reaction to the budget. He's been in the news an awful lot over allegations about what he did or did not say in the playground to fellow pupils at his private school, Dulwich College, back in the late 70s and the early 80s. He's gone from saying, it never happened, totally untrue, to he may have said things, but it wasn't directed at individuals. They've hit back saying, yes, you did, and now we have more denials. Now, is this going to damage your party's chances? Does this impact on Nigel Farage?
No. Listen, it was whatever happened. I don't know how anyone can remember so clearly what someone said 45 years ago.
I think if I was Jewish and someone told me we should gas the Jews, it was right, if that was what was said as was claimed, I think I'd remember it.
I don't think I'd remember that young, actually. But Nigel's denied he said it. I mean, we've got... Yep. He's never, people who know him personally know that he doesn't have 1 inch, 1 bone of anti-Semitic sentiment in him or racist sentiment at all.
I mean, that's something I would concur with, having had many, many conversations with him over the years. But these allegations are not going away. Coming back to the budget, though, because that is what people care about at the moment, the pound in their pocket. What would you do differently?
Well, basically, Reform has said that we're sending over 10 billion in foreign aid. I think that should be cut. I think before you send money abroad, you need to take care of your own. And before you come after British workers, the people who save, people who work, people who plan ahead, they're all being punished. Because basically, Julia, if you work in this country, Labour sees you as a piggy bank. So before you come after those people, stop foreign aid, stop paying welfare for foreigners, and increase the NHS. I forgot. We supplement basically foreigners' access to the NHS. I forgot.
Oh, we absolutely do. And again, the pretense that there's a very small number of people is an absolute load of rubbish. They just simply don't bother asking people.
I mean, it's a budget built on squeezing normal people, workers, savers, pensioners. And they say it's a growth plan. I don't see anything for growth. For me, it seems like just panic to plug a 30 billion hole of her own making.
The Office Budget Responsibilities just released their document and they've said that it's confirmed that the tax thresholds are going to be extended by 3 years. I thought it was going to be 2, but all the way up to 2030. Freezing personal tax, employer national insurance contributions, thresholds for 3 years from 28 to 2029. It's going to raise in total, in terms of personal tax changes, almost 15 billion quid. In 29-30. It's a heck of a lot more money that she's going to raise from that. But she said she wasn't going to increase taxes on working people, didn't she?
I know. And then, I'm sorry, but freezing the threshold is an income tax rise. Call it what you like. If you're paying more money to the government, that is a tax rise, no matter what it's called. So I think they've broken a lot of their promises as well. I don't see anything. I haven't heard of anything in this budget that's for growth. You don't create growth. The saying is, you cannot tax your way to growth, and it's true.
Well, indeed, I think that's what we're going to be seeing over the next few years, is it not? Laila Cunningham, Reform UK Councillor, thank you very much indeed. Claire Pearsall, listening to that. I mean, the Office Budget Responsibility confirming what we basically knew was already going to happen. But, heck of a lot of money going to be raised from these personal tax freezes. But again, it is a sort of rather dishonest way of doing it. But apparently this APR forecast has been published early in error. I mean, good God, do they do anything right?
I don't think that this was in error. I think this is the OBR punishing the Treasury for all of those leaks about the budget, because they were not happy at the constant leaking out of policies and ideas and spending before the actual budget. So I think this is sort of accidentally on purpose putting out of the OBR report before the budget, which has never happened before.
Very, very interesting. Well, we shall